Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Giancarlo Rios. I go by Ruto on Twitter, and today marks the very first day I'm starting a YouTube channel. This is my first YouTube video, and we're going to be diving into all things NFTs. And recently, especially with a lot of the mass adoption, I'm seeing a lot more people come out and really try to help out the community as far as teaching new people coming into the space about NFTs. So the goal for the channel is to, teach new people coming in what's the difference between a good looking project, a bad project, a good investment, a bad investment, things, red flags, things to look out for, just some tips along the way, and really just help out as many people as I can. I remember when I first started back in August. I know that doesn't seem like a very long time, but anybody in the NFT space can pretty much tell you a week feels like a month and a month feels like a year. So with that being said, I know a lot of people are going to be new to the channel. Obviously, it's my first video. If you can stay to the very end, I will be doing my very first giveaway, and I want to come out with a bang and really just get things started right. So with that being said, let's hop into it. All right, guys, so hopping right into it. I think one of the very first things I get asked, especially when anybody brings up NFTs, they always ask me, Gian, how do you find good projects? And which is a fair question, because a lot of the times it's when you're first starting out, you get a lot of information from a lot of different places and you're not really too sure where to really begin. So as it stands right now, there's a lot of places, a lot of people are getting their information from either TikTok or Instagram right now, especially people just hearing about NFTs, which can be a good and a bad thing. I think the good thing is that no matter what, just pushing the narrative about NFTs in general, I think is a good thing. The bad thing is that a lot of the times you're going to run into situations where they're kind of shilling not the best projects on Instagram and TikTok. A lot of the time it's kind of, these influencers just kind of farming for engagement. They'll say, oh, I bought this for $200, flipped it for, $500,000, stuff like that. Kind of just pique your interest or your curiosity so you can follow them, like their posts or whatever it may be. And personally, I find all of my projects on Twitter. Everything I find that's upcoming or under the radar or coming out soon or down the road, I'd follow and find everything on Twitter. And we can do it real time right now too. So if I go down the Twitter feed, and what you're going to want to do is, especially people who don't have a Twitter or their main Twitter doesn't really have any NFT information, what you can typically do is, and something that I did starting out, is you can go to like these big projects like Bored Ape Yacht Club or Azuki or any big projects like that. You can go into their Twitter account and follow who they're following, right? You can follow like the founders of these big projects. You can follow who those founders are following on those projects. So, and before you know it, your whole entire Twitter feed is going to be nothing but NFTs. If you want to make, another Twitter account so that, your main one doesn't just get flooded with NFT stuff and all your friends officially hate you because all you're doing is talking about NFTs on Twitter, I totally understand that. Personally, I took my personal account, all NFT stuff. So what we can do right now is just go in real time so you guys can see kind of an example of how I go about finding projects. So if you just scroll down here, you can already see that there's some NFT stuff. Shibamon Club, not really too sure what this is, but you can keep going and then you'll find something that kind of sticks, right? So here's a project called Pop Art Cats. This actually minted about 2 to 3 days ago. The art's amazing. It's by a really famous artist, but you can keep going. Breaking Disney is hiring an NFT expert to lead its efforts in the space. So as a lot of you probably do know or don't know, a lot of big, Fortune 500 companies are starting to slowly get into the NFT space. Maybe not even slowly. It's actually, you're seeing a lot more of a surge. We have Adidas, we have Nike that just bought Artifact Studios, we have Gucci, we have that's coming out with a project, Prada that's working on a project with Adidas. There's really just a lot of really major brands getting into this space, so it's really, really good to see, and I'm super bullish on it. Continuing on, here's a good one right here, whitelist giveaway. If you go down here, you can see this one's called Zoo Friends. And I've actually heard of this project already. I think I seen it on a recent Kosher Plug video. But yeah, you can go down here. You can see Zoo Friends. It's got almost 23,000 followers. It's a closed Discord. You can keep going down here. It gives you a little bit of information, pre-sale, public sale. kind of look at the art, right? See if it's something that will resonate with the current market trend. You know, this art's pretty amazing. You can go and check engagement as well. You know, 1.4 likes, 1.4K likes, 1.3K retweets, 1.1K comments, and you can kind of just do your due diligence on it, right? Always do your own research, kind of see where these projects are going, who the founders are, who they follow. And even for something like this, you always want to follow and set your notifications on, especially if it's a project that's kind of under the radar or kind of, you know, around this follower count. Set your notifications on. You never know if they're going to be doing giveaways for whitelist or anything like that. Here's one, for instance, right now, 1 whitelist win giveaway. You know, comment, retweet, like, and that's kind of the norm right now as it stands. But again, you can go and check out their followers, you may know. I follow a lot of, you know, pretty well respected people in the space, so I can go right here and I can see already that a lot of mutual people that I follow also follow them. You know, Kumo World is a pretty respected NFT project, Dust Breakers. You have a lot of people that you know, NFT Pasta, and they're all following this project. So obviously there's a lot of other people who are pretty bullish on the project, so you always want to look out for kind of keynotes like that. So that's a pretty good example. If you just keep scrolling down the Twitter feed, you'll come into more and more projects. Here's another one, Internet Made, 11K followers. So this is kind of under the radar right now in artificial fashion brand. If you go down here, look at the art. Personally, what I like to do is I like to stick to what the current market trend is, right? And so you always want to try and look for projects that are up and coming that matches what everyone in the market is looking to buy. So a lot of the current meta or trend of the market right now would be anime, which is doing very, very well right here. If you look at, here's a project that's upcoming that kind of blew up overnight as well, especially with the success of Azuki. This is another anime style type NFT project. You know, the artwork is beautiful, and obviously there's a lot of NFT people on YouTube who've already spoken about the project. I don't have whitelist, super huge bummer, but really excited for the team. You know, can't really wait to see what they end up doing. So that's part of the meta right now. I think a lot of female-based projects are doing really well right now too. You can kind of keep going right here. You can go to project. Here's one recently that I've seen that matches not only the anime meta, but also the women NFT meta. These guys kind of blew up overnight as well. 2.9K likes, 2.9K retweets. They already have 30K followers. You always want to try and find projects that are up and coming that match the trend of the current market. I mean, obviously there's going to be some under the radar or ones that are big right now that tie down to either 3D art or something like that. But I always try to stick around the current market trend. Obviously you want to make sure that they have, you know, good founders, a good roadmap, a really good community, and really good engagement on all of their Discords, social medias, everything like that. I know a lot of people will probably, you know, ask, well, what are the big projects going on right now? And to be honest, that's my main goal right now. Isn't really necessarily to show you some of the biggest, most hype projects, mainly because I'm sure there's already a lot of those out there. There's a lot of information on, you know, the Goonies gang, on the Azukis and everything like that. So my goal right here is to show you kind of projects that are under the radar that are still pretty early on, and you can get in and pretty much secure that whitelist. So some of the projects I want to touch on real fast is you have Three Landers right here. The main artist is a guy going by the name of Three Land Boy. Very reminiscent of 90s style cartoons, as you can see right here. Definitely reminds me of a lot of the cartoons I grew up. The art is honestly pretty sick. I mean, that's crazy. So this is a project that's kind of under the radar right now, you know, under 10K or around 10K followers. I'm in the Discord right now. It seems like it's not too hard right now to get on the whitelist. I personally am not on it yet, but looking to definitely get on. Welcome to Three Land Ghost. They do a lot of collaborations so far from what I've seen. Ghost being one of them, which is one of the OG projects in the space over almost 100,000 followers on here, very well respected founders. So that's the first project. That's definitely going to be a good one, so keep an eye on that for that. All right guys, so yeah, another project that I was looking at is called DeFi Friends. They're sitting at around 10k followers. I haven't really seen too many people talk about them. I think I've seen them spoken on probably, I'm trying to remember who. I don't know whether it was Champs NFT on YouTube, or maybe it was Kosher Plug again, or Bento Boy. One of them spoke about it before, but I remember following these guys around maybe like 5k followers, and something that really resonated with me was definitely the art. I mean, the art is just really high quality stuff, and it's definitely really reminiscent of Win Nut. Sorry, I'm butchering that name, I'm sure, but this artist right here is the artist for Clay Boys, and also one of the artists for Invisible Friends. So if you haven't heard about Invisible Friends, it's probably going to be, or if not already is, one of the NFT's biggest projects that I've ever seen. So if you go over here, you can see, you know, you go to Invisible Friends, almost 400k followers on Twitter. Just to give you an example, you know, Bored Ape Yacht Club has around 500,000, maybe almost 600,000. So definitely a huge project coming up. And the artist for DeFi Friends, his art definitely reminds me a lot of the Invisible Friends artist. And as you can see, it's definitely under the radar, around 10k followers. They just dropped their Discord. I think 2 days ago I was able to get OG roll in there. Hopefully that translates into a whitelist and we can really start seeing these numbers start pumping up. If that's the case, then, you know, I did what you're kind of supposed to do, find an upcoming project really early on and hop into it. So I think if you go in right here, you can see, you know, Kosher Plug already commented on it a couple days ago. So this is definitely one to keep an eye out for. You just never know where this is going to lead to. Their Discord is locked currently right now. So once again, follow, set notifications on, and wait for the next upcoming drop. All right, going into the very next project. This is one that I found very early on. And I think the founder right here, which is ricosfilm.eth, he's a photographer and musician. He's also worked on some of Letters by Vinny Hager, which is he's one of the co-founders for. If you're not familiar with who Vinny Hager is, he is a very well-known artist, super well respected, not just in NFTs, but also just the art community in general. So as you can see right here, he's the founder of this project right here, and of course this definitely matches the current market trend or the meta, which is that cutesy kind of simple thick line art artwork. It's definitely matches the trend, similar to something like Cool Cats or Little Lemon Friends, projects like that, but it's also got its own kind of, you know, flair to it. It's been super bullish on this project ever since I first found it. You know, they have really good content set up for their Twitter account, and I've just been following them. I found them really early on, so I'm hoping that their Discord pops up soon. I can get in there really early on. I'm following them, notifications on, get in the Discord, secure that OG role, secure that whitelist really early on, and potentially see these numbers kind of pump up. So really excited for this project and can't wait to kind of see where it goes. All right, moving on to one of the last things I want to touch on a bit is a project called We're Gonna Make It Studios. If you guys aren't really too familiar, this project is created by some pretty big people and well-respected, you know, guys in the NFT space. You have Bento Boy, Kosher Plug, and the Brett Way. I've been following these guys also pretty early on, back when I first started in NFTs. Around, you know, August time, I know Kosher Plug, I first found him through the Brett Way's YouTube video. Been following Bento Boy as well for a while. All three of them kind of came together and decided to make this project. And I think what they're doing here is really amazing, right? So what they're doing is it's going to be kind of similar to what Rug Radio is, which is another big NFT project, and it's kind of like a media type project. So it's going to be an all-inclusive media kind of project. They're going to have, you know, newsletters, updated newsletters about everything that's going on in the NFT space. It's going to have apps within the site or the newsletter where it's going to show you all the upcoming projects that are going to be dropping. Obviously there's other sources that you can go on, like rarity.tools, where they kind of show you lists of upcoming projects, but honestly I haven't used something like that in in months, because most of the time the projects that they show on those sites are not very good. So I've been actually looking for a new resource that's similar to that, but with like kind of a curated list. And it's really, really great because you have, you know, really well respected guys in the space that obviously know what they're doing. And the fact that they're able to kind of curate a site or curate projects for upcoming people, you know, getting into this space, so they have a lot more likely chance to, you know, hop into projects that do well. So super bullish on this project. You can hop in their Discord. I know some of the ways that you can get on whitelist is just by owning some of these guys' collections, their NFTs that they already have. Bento Boy, he's the founder of Squishy Squad. Kosher Plug has the plug pass that you can get, which is kind of like his own alpha group. You know, a lot of his members get secured whitelist and stuff like that. If it's kind of a little bit out of your price range, then I would definitely highly suggest getting a Squishy Squad, or from Brett, he has the Magic Mushroom Club. These are all really incredible first starter kind of NFTs. The community the community in their Discords are very, very welcoming. They definitely help out new people coming into the space, and they just have a lot of really, really good, helpful resources for new people coming in. So highly suggest checking these guys out. They just posted, I think today, about an hour ago, their Genesis roadmap, so you can take a look here what they have going on. They have podcasts, We're Gonna Make It Media, newsletters, live AMAs, exclusive community questions Q&As with Bento Boy, Kosher Plug, the Brett Way, live news, live events. So it's definitely something that if you're just getting into this space, get into their Discord, secure that whitelist. This is going to be an invaluable source of information for you. They're going to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, sift through, you know, curated projects for you, tell you what's going on in the NFT space as a whole. So personally, I don't have whitelist on here. Kosher Plug, he really likes to do these giveaways at like straight vampire hours at like 4 or 5 in the morning, but you know, props to him. We're all straight degenerates and we're all up late at night typically. But yeah, definitely want to try and secure a whitelist spot for these guys, and looking forward to seeing the final product. All right guys, so that's going to wrap up the video for today. So I did mention at the beginning of the video that I am going to have a giveaway, my very first giveaway, and I plan on having much more coming out within the following months. I want to have as many giveaways as I possibly can, maybe potentially in the future secure some collabs and, you know, maybe some whitelist giveaways, who knows. But for the first video, I am going to be giving away $100 to someone in the comments section. So in order to secure that giveaway, all you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be picking someone in the comments section for the giveaway. All you have to do, if you do have a MetaMask wallet, submit your wallet address, and I will go ahead and pick a winner and send them $100. So with that being said, also go ahead and follow me on Twitter at @GionTheRios or Rudo on Twitter. I'll go ahead and leave a link down below in the description so you can go ahead and follow me there as well.